The banquet in Sheikh Bandar's desert tent was opulent. Golden chandeliers, white linen, powerful guests. As the sheikh lifted his fork, he did not see the movement under the garnish. Then a yellow shape crawled onto the gold-rimmed plate. A scorpion, stinger, arched, predatory. Bandar recoiled, fork clattering. His eyes widened. The entire table fell silent. Guests screamed and chairs scraped. Bodyguards hesitated, weapons useless against this sudden threat. From the serving area, a waitress emerged. Charlotte, burgundy apron, sleek ponytail. She walked through the panic, gaze fixed. She knelt, reached past the dinnerware, and pinched the scorpion barehanded, fingers behind its stinger. She lifted it, unflinching. The death stalker writhed, its tail lashing, venom bead glinting. She held it at eye level, calm.
Layers Kenkestriatus, the Death Stalker. Highly venomous.
Bandar stared, his fear shifting to awe. Not a single guest moved.
But this species never enters open marble tents. Someone brought it here.
How did you know? That creature could have killed me, and you just picked it up.
My grandfather was a desert ranger. He taught me every dangerous species from the empty quarter. Respect, not fear.
She swept a gaze across the tent, still holding the scorpion as if measuring every shadow. She knelt beside the table, tracing the linen with her free hand, then stopped cold.
Fresh. A needle or thin tool. This wasn't here before tonight.
That could be from a fork. You are a waitress, not a detective. The desert is meters away.
I know scorpions. Leiurus quinquestriatus avoids bright open spaces. It wouldn't wander in here. Your Highness. Someone planted it. I'd stake my life on it.
With all due respect, this is a banquet, not a crime scene. We'll handle the insect.
But Bandar's eyes had changed. The gratitude was gone, replaced by a cold, calculating edge.
Check the area. Hakim, assist her. If she's right, someone here tried to kill me.
Charlotte handed the scorpion to a guard, then dropped to her hands and knees. Silk and sand meant nothing now. She crawled beneath the damask cloths, a penlight between her teeth, her shadow stretching across the marble. Under a chair, a glint caught her eye. A curved shard of glass, no larger than a tooth. She picked it up with a napkin, holding it close. The edge was clean, laboratory glass.
This is from a vial. See the curvature. Someone broke it here.
A vial. For what? This is a banquet, not a laboratory.
Scorpion attractant. Pheromones can lure them. The puncture released the scent.
At the far end of the table, Tariq Fayyad set down his drink. His eyes, dark and unreadable, followed her every move. Bandar's voice cut the murmur. The night had just become a crime scene.
In here. Now, show me exactly what you found, and be certain.
Your Highness, we should evacuate now. Seal the perimeter. Whoever did this could strike again.
Number, if we lock down, he vanishes into the desert. The one who did this is still in my tent. Find him quietly.
Charlotte asked for the seating chart. Hakim handed her a tablet, the guest placements glowing on its screen. She traced her finger from the sheikh's seat to the neighboring chairs, then stopped at one.
That chair, where I found the glass, belongs to Tariq Fayyad, the investment advisor.
Tariq. He's been at my side for 3 years. I trusted him with my investments.
Then let me prove it. I'll watch him, provoke a reaction. Scorpion handlers read humans too.
Bandar gave a single nod. The waitress was now the hunter. The banquet resumed its forced laughter and clinking glasses. But everywhere Tariq moved, Charlotte's shadow followed. Charlotte refilled water glasses, her tray a shield. She drew level with Tariq's shoulder, close enough to see the tension in his jaw.
The service tonight is unusually attentive. Did the Sheikh assign you to watch me?
I believe in second chances. Even the desert teaches that.
Tariq dabbed his lips and rose, murmuring about an early flight. But the Sheikh had given no leave.
He's going to run. He knows I have him.
As he stood, a small object slipped from his pocket, a glass vial, intact, rolling under his chair. Charlotte's hand closed around it. She turned to Hakim, holding the vial up to the lantern light. His skepticism finally cracked, but Tariq was already weaving through the tables, heading for the tent flap. Hakim's hand went to his earpiece.
Your Highness, you need to see this. It's the original container, still sealed.
Bandar's voice was barely a whisper, but it carried the weight of a death sentence. Bring him to me. Hakim's men closed like a sandstorm, silent, quick, blocking the exit. Tariq skidded to a halt, his escape route gone.
You are all blind. The waitress planted that vial. She's been following me all night. This is a setup.
From your own pocket. The residue matches the attractant on the Sheikh's plate. No one planted it but you.
Tariq lunged sideways, knocking a candelabra from the table. Flames licked the silk runner, and guests screamed. In the confusion, his hand found a steak knife. He yanked a guest sideways, the blade glinting near her throat.
Drop it, Tariq. Tariq, you are only making your grave deeper. There is no way out.
The Deathstalker you released would have killed in minutes. Is your spite worth dying for?
For an answer, Tariq slashed the rope holding the main chandelier. It swung wildly, casting plunging shadows. 2 guards tackled him. The knife spun away. Charlotte caught a falling lantern inches from the rug, smothering the flame against her apron.
You think you've won? Ask the Sheikh about the Basra deal. This is bigger than me. He'll never trust anyone again.
Tariq's laugh was bitter, and blood-flecked as the guards hauled him upright. Sheikh Bandar's expression turned to stone.
The Basra deal was sealed by my own hand. What conspiracy are you inventing to save your worthless skin?
The funds didn't go to the port. Half of it landed in your brother's offshore accounts. Ask him where the real scorpions sleep.
Charlotte's gaze swept the tent. A serving boy she didn't recognize slipped out the rear entrance, a leather satchel clutched to his chest.
Tariq's not alone. That satchel holds the proof he's trying to destroy. There, the servant near the back. He's not a waiter, he's running.
Perimeter team, intercept runner east exit. Do not engage without orders.
First, my advisor, now my brother. Is there anyone in this tent who hasn't betrayed me?
Your Highness, I am here, and I'll stand until the truth is clear.
The desert wind howled, sand stinging the canvas. The runner had melted into the dunes. Whatever Tariq had started, it was still unfolding.
I can track him. My grandfather taught me to read desert sign. Give me a torch, and I'll bring back that satchel.
Hakim pressed a tracking beacon into her palm. His voice was gravel.
If you are not back in 20 minutes, I am sending drones. The desert swallows everything.
She stripped off her apron, leaving only the white Oxford and a borrowed headscarf. The desert night was cruel, but she had known it since childhood.
You have my gratitude, Charlotte, but do not risk your life for a leather bag.
It's not the bag, Your Highness. It's the truth inside it. For your family and mine.
She slipped out the rear entrance, the wind erasing footprints, but not completely, not to her. Crouching low, she followed the faint impressions, her torch beam sweeping the dunes. The pressure lines told a story only a ranger could read. Half buried in a dune, the leather satchel lay discarded. Strap snapped. She opened it carefully, finding a burner phone and paper with official seals. A shadow fell across the sand. Charlotte froze. The desert does not forgive trespass, and it was no longer empty. The shadow sharpened into a young man, the runner from the tent, knife in hand. That satchel doesn't leave these dunes, he hissed.
You are too young for this game. Drop the knife. I'd rather not hurt you.
He lunged. Charlotte sidestepped with a desert keeper's grace, her palm striking his wrist. The knife spun into the sand.
Grandfather's first lesson. The hand that holds the knife is weaker than the will that moves the arm.
She threw a handful of sand into his face. He stumbled backward, cursing, and bolted into the darkness. Charlotte let him go. She opened the satchel fully. The burner phone was encrypted, but the papers bore the emblem of the Basra Port Authority and Bandar's brother's signature.
This is the proof Bandar needs. His own blood moved the money.
She activated the tracking beacon. Hakim's voice crackled through. A team was en route. Charlotte looked toward the tense, distant glow at her feet. A Deathstalker scorpion paused in the sand, tail raised, then skittered away, as if granting safe passage. The evidence was solid, but the scorpion's warning was clear. The biggest threat waits where trust is deepest. Charlotte pushed through the tent flap, the satchel heavy with truth. Bandar stood alone in the alcove, his face a mask of restrained fury.
Your Highness, Tariq wasn't lying about the money. The Basra funds were diverted, and the signature on this order is your brother's.
Bandar snatched the paper. His eyes scanned the ink, then his whole body seemed to curdle. The mask cracked.
This is his seal, his own hand. He was my father's favorite, and now this fitting fitter.
Now you see the real scorpion in your tent. He's been feeding on your trust for years. I was just the distraction.
There's more. The runner was heading south, toward your brother's encampment. His lights are still on the horizon.
Your Highness, if your brother is behind this, he could have a second team already in motion. We have minutes, not hours.
To move against my own blood without absolute proof, it will shatter the family. There will be no return.
Then let me bring you proof that he can't deny. Give me a quiet team. I'll find his camp and what he's hiding.
Outside, the desert wind screamed against the canvas. The tent of a prince lay miles away, unaware of the storm now headed for it. An hour's ride across the moonlit dunes. Charlotte and Hakim's team approached the brothers' camp, but no guards stood at the perimeter. The silence was wrong. The central tent flap hung open, chairs overturned, a fallen lantern. Someone had fled or been taken.
Look, blood on the rug, still wet, but no body. He's either escaped or been captured.
Under a cushion, a crumpled note. The ink was urgent. Sign the transfer or your family pays. We have your son.
This isn't treason, it's coercion. The real enemy wanted the brothers to destroy each other. We've been chasing the wrong scorpion.
If they've already grabbed the brother, the Sheikh is the next target. This was a distraction.
Tucked behind the note, a second paper. Detailed plans for a hostile takeover of Al Mansour Holdings. The signature was a symbol, a stylized desert fox.
The fox, a rival family from the eastern sands. They've been patient for decades.
They raced back through the dunes, but a wall of sand darkened the horizon. The storm wasn't natural, it was cover. When they reached the Sheikh's tent, the guards were down. Bandar's chair was empty. The real scorpion had already struck. A faint trail of blood led out the rear entrance. Charlotte picked up a discarded gutra. Bandar's. The kidnappers had dragged him into the storm. She pulled the scarf over her face and led the team into the teeth of the sandstorm. Every instinct screamed trap, but she didn't hesitate. A mile out, the silhouette of a modified dune buggy appeared, half buried. Huddled against it, 3 masked men and the Sheikh, bound and gagged.
5 hostiles. They'll kill him if we rush. We need a distraction.
I know the one thing these desert rats fear more than a bullet. Give me a minute.
She crawled forward, uncorked the vial, and released the Deathstalker onto the sand near the buggy. Its tail arched, sensing prey. A guard screamed, stumbling backward. The scorpion skittered up his leg. Chaos erupted among the kidnappers as they scrambled away. That was the opening Hakim needed. His team rushed in. Precise shots, non-lethal. Bandar was freed in seconds.
They showed me a live feed. My brother was forced. His son is held by the same enemy. The true threat is Lord Najjar, watching from overseas.
Then the scorpion on your plate was the first move of a coup. We don't just need rescue. We need a counter-strike.
You saved my life twice tonight, Charlotte. I am asking for a third act of courage. Help me dismantle this viper's nest.
Give me full operational access and a promise of immunity for my team. I'll trace the poison back to its source.
She unfolded a small notebook from her pocket. in her grandfather's handwriting. A list of venom traders across the empty quarter. A network that never appeared on any official ledger.
This crosses borders. If we're caught operating outside the kingdom, it could start a war. Are you prepared for that, Your Highness?
He sent a scorpion to my plate and a blade to my brother's throat. The line was crossed long ago. We will answer in kind.
From the satchel, she pulled the burner phone. The encrypted message had now decrypted itself after reaching a trusted tower. Coordinates near the coast, a boat waiting.
Najjar's paymaster will collect another shipment at dawn. If we intercept them, they'll lead us right to his doorstep. We have 3 hours. The desert is my home. Your Highness, let me do what I was trained for. Grant me the authority, and I will bring you his empire in chains.
Bandar nodded once. Hakim, though reluctant, began assembling a small, deniable unit. The Waitress was now the field commander of a covert operation. Outside, the sandstorm had died. The first spear of dawn broke over the dunes. The scorpion had awakened a new hunter. They reached the coast as the sun painted the sea blood red. A fishing trawler idled offshore, heavy with unmarked crates.
That boat carries enough venom to poison a city. And the man unloading it. I know his face from my grandfather's journal.
Through her binoculars, the paymaster's scarred face came into focus. On his lapel, the silver fox pin, the same symbol on the takeover papers.
We can take them now. A clean strike.
Number. That man is mine. He's the one who fed my grandfather to the scorpions 11 years ago.
Her hands trembled, but her voice was ice. For the first time, the hunter was not chasing justice. She was chasing a ghost.
If you kill him now, we lose the trail. Your revenge or the Sheikh's nephew. You can't have both.
Grandfather, you taught me patience in the desert. Now I need it again. We let him load the boat. Then we follow the signal I planted on the crate. He'll lead us to Najjar. My vengeance can wait.
It was the hardest order she never gave, but the mission was more than her pain. She had become what Bandar needed, a strategist, not a victim. The signal led them to a cliffside fortress rising from the sea like a bone, gun turrets and sea caves. Najjar's throne room.
The boy is on the battlements. 4 guards, cameras everywhere. A direct assault will get him killed.
Then we call for backup. Lay siege for days if necessary.
No time. Najjar's helicopter is warming up. He'll flee if we wait. I have to go in alone.
Alone? That's suicide. You won't make it out.
I know their trade. Venom is my language. I'll pose as a buyer, disable the generator from inside. When the lights cut, you strike.
It was the same ruse her grandfather once used to rescue captured rangers. She knew every word of his story.
If you are caught, they'll kill you slowly. No extraction, no mercy.
They'll try, but the desert has taught me patience. I can endure more than they know.
She shed her tactical gear, donning simple robes and the silver fox pin torn from the paymaster's crate. If she failed, the desert would swallow her bones. But if she succeeded, she would stand before her grandfather's killer and demand an accounting. A guard at the gate examined the silver fox pin and stepped aside without a word. Charlotte was inside, her heart a drum.
I have a special order for Lord Najjar. Fresh specimens from the empty quarter. He'll want to inspect them personally.
They led her past a grill, overlooking the battlements. High above, a boy crouched by the parapet, shivering. Bandar's nephew.
Hold on, little one. Just a few more minutes.
At the generator room, a guard shrugged off her request. She uncorked a vial, and a single drop of venom on his neck sent him into a seizure. He fell silent. She opened the main breaker panel, her fingers tracing the wiring, but the door behind her swung open. The paymaster, a scarred face twisted into a grin. His voice was silken and cruel.
I know that scent. Ibrahim's granddaughter. You have his arrogance, but you walk into my home. I could kill him now. A single strike. But the boy comes first. My grandfather would understand.
She turned her back on him, yanked the main switch, and plunged the fortress into darkness. Her whisper followed, Your death will be public, monster. Not today, but soon. The fortress erupted in gunfire and shouting. Hakim's team was inside. Charlotte raced up the stone stairs, her only thought the boy. She reached the battlements. The child was tied to a cannon mount, shivering. She cut the ropes with her belt knife.
You are safe now. Stay behind me. No matter what you hear, keep your eyes closed.
A flashlight beam struck her face. The paymaster blocked the stairwell, a detonator in his bloodied hand. He sneered through broken teeth. One press and the whole fortress goes. The boy dies with you, just like your grandfather.
I can't risk the boy. I need to disable his thumb before he presses. One chance.
She dropped her knife and raised her hands, stepping closer. The paymaster's thumb eased for a fraction of a second. In that gap, she flicked a vial from her sleeve. A drop struck his wrist. He convulsed, collapsed, the detonator clattering harmlessly. She grabbed the boy and ran. A helicopter roared overhead, its rotors drowning all sound. Najjar was fleeing. She stared at the ascending bird, her jaw set. Vengeance would have to wait, but not for long. Deep in the fortress dungeons, they found Bandar's brother, bruised but alive, his son sobbing into his chest. The Sheikh's blood was whole again.
You brought my family back from the abyss. There is no reward great enough. Name your price.
Build a research lab in my grandfather's name. Let his knowledge save lives, not take them. That's all I want.
Within weeks, the Ibrahim Mercier Desert Venom Center rose at the edge of the dunes. A stone scorpion guarded its entrance, a warning and a promise. Charlotte stood in a white lab coat, holding the first batch of anti-venom. The same hands that once served plates now dispensed hope. At the press conference, she pinned a new badge to her lapel. Security Culture Advisor. Cameras shuddered. The waitress was gone.
Knowledge passed from a grandfather to his granddaughter can topple empires. This lab is his legacy. And now yours, too.
I once doubted her. Never again. She's the sharpest weapon in the kingdom.
She ended the speech as she began that night, with a yellow deathstalker resting calmly in her palm, its venom now a cure instead of a curse. The scorpion had become her banner, and the desert, which once took everything from her, had finally given back a purpose larger than revenge. Hakim's voice crackled. The Air Force had forced Najjar's helicopter down in the empty quarter. Charlotte was already pulling on her boots. Najjar crawled from the wreckage, his gilded robes torn, his fox pin shattered. She stood over him, the Deathstalker in her hand.
Your reign of venom is over. From your poison, we will make medicine, and the desert will remember only your defeat.
The trial was swift. Najjar and his paymaster were sentenced to life in a desert prison. The Silver Fox's empire crumbled to dust. A Bedouin family arrived at dawn, a child blue-lipped from a Deathstalker sting. Charlotte administered the anti-venom herself, steady as ever. The child's eyes flickered open. The same venom that had tried to kill Sheikh Bandar now saved a life. Her grandfather's legacy, alive. She walked alone to the quiet grave on the dune's edge, where her grandfather rested facing the sunrise. A small flat stone marked the place.
We turned poison into medicine, grandfather. Your name saves lives now, and I will carry your lessons until I join you in this sand.
The plaque at the lab's entrance read, Ibrahim Mercier, Ranger, Teacher, Healer. Below it, the scorpion that once spelled death now guarded life. She had been a waitress, a ranger's granddaughter, a savior. Now, she was the guardian of the desert, and its scorpions were no longer her enemies but her allies. Within months, she trained an elite unit in scorpion handling. Security learned that venom could be a shield, not just a sword.
You don't conquer the desert. You align with it.
Hakim watched from the back, arms crossed. The doubt had vanished from his stern face.
Director of the Venom Center. My sword, my shield.
Knowledge passed down is the only wall that never crumbles. Let my grandfather's wisdom protect this kingdom.
A film crew captured every word. Her story would become a documentary, teaching millions that courage wears no uniform. She walked to the courtyard and released the original Deathstalker into a protected habitat. It scurried into the rocks, free. Fresh flowers lay at the base of the plaque. Ibrahim Mercier, Ranger, Teacher, Healer. The scorpion statue glinted.
You are the scorpion's whisper in our enemies' ears. No one will forget your name.
And so, the waitress who served tea became the kingdom's most feared security advisor, a guardian born from a bare-handed catch. The documentary spread like a sandstorm. In clinics and palaces, they played the clip. A young woman's bare hand closing around a Deathstalker. A girl in a distant village, no older than Charlotte once was, leaned close to the screen. Her mother whispered a prayer. At the Venom Center, the night shift began. Anti-venom vials gleamed under sterile light, ready to save lives. Her new badge lay on her desk, director of the Ibrahim Mercier Venom Center. Below it, a tiny scorpion fossil her grandfather had given her.
We did it, grandfather. Your name is known.
She returned to the grave at each season's turn, leaving a small stone and a sprig of desert thyme. The scorpion statue became a pilgrimage. The fearful now came to learn. Hakim's voice, now warm with trust, crackled one last time. Director Mercier, your presence is requested. She answered, on my way. The same words she had spoken when the scorpion first appeared, and the desert, her oldest teacher, watched in silence. Nothing was wasted. Not the venom, not the pain. She still carried the Deathstalker in her memory. The same weight, the same stillness. But now its venom meant cure, not execution. Her grandfather's compass, worn smooth, still rested over her heart. She never needed a map. The desert taught her to read time in the stars. Under the same stars, a child in a distant camp traced the scorpion constellation with her finger. Someone had told her it was a sign of a protector. The Venom Center never slept. Lights glowed through the night, a beacon for those who believed poison could be undone.
We are all scorpions in a way. We carry what can destroy us and what can save us.
She taught us that the smallest hand can silence the deadliest threat. My kingdom will never forget.
So it was that a waitress from the edge of the desert rewrote the rules of fear. She never sought power, only to protect. And when they asked how she did it, she simply replied,
Respect, not fear. The desert taught me that.
the scorpion, now a symbol of healing, crawled back into the sand. And the legend of the bare-handed waitress continued to spread, one saved life at a time.